In this video, we're going to look at using decimal number lines. In the first example, it says, find the value of z. Write your answer as a decimal number. So I noticed that on our number line, we have a 0 and a 1, and z is here towards the end. So I'm going to see how many different spaces they've made between 0 and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they've split the number line into tenths. So I'm going to go ahead and write those in. So here I have 0 and 1 tenth. I'm just going to go ahead and write 2 tenths, 3 tenths, 4 tenths, 5 tenths, 6 tenths, 7 tenths, 8 tenths, 9 tenths, and then obviously 10 tenths is 1 whole, or 1 and 0 tenths. So then it's really easy for us to say, okay, well, z is 9 tenths. Write it as a decimal number. Remember, it's always good. I know I didn't do it in the extra space, but to write 0 and 9 tenths. Then we can say we really know there's 0 whole and 9 tenths. This example is very similar. Find the value of a. Write your answer as decimal number. So we have 0 and whole number 1 on our number line as our ends. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 intervals to get there. So it makes sense. Tenths. So let's go ahead just like we did last time, and we're going to write in. So 0, and really we could say 0 and 0 tenths, 0 and 1 tenth, 0 and 2 tenths, 0 and 3 tenths, 0 and 4 tenths, 0 and 5 tenths, 0 and 6 tenths, 0 and 7 tenths, 0 and 8 tenths, 0 and 9 tenths, and obviously this is 1 whole and 0 or 10 tenths, you could think about it that way. And our answer is 7 tenths, or 0 and 7 tenths. In this example, we're using the same concept. It says, find the value of z. Write your answer as a decimal number. But we notice our number line isn't from 0 to 1 this time. The ones we have on there are 4 and 71 hundredths and 4 and 76 hundredths. So I'm immediately thinking, okay, what comes between 4 and 71 hundredths and 4 and 76 hundredths, and how many intervals has it given us? Well, it's given us 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm guessing, and I'm going to check, this is going to be 4 and 72 hundredths, 4 and 73 hundredths, 4 and 74 hundredths, 4 and 75 hundredths, which means this would be 4 and 76. That works out, and therefore our answer, pretty straightforward. This one here, z equals 4 and 72 hundredths. This last example says, find the value of d. Write your answer as a decimal number. I noticed the numbers we have so far are whole number 7, whole number 8. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 intervals. So again, if there's 10 intervals, it suggests we're going to be doing it, splitting into tenths. So let's write that in. I think it was a good idea. A minute ago we said, remember 7 whole is really saying 7 and 0 tenths. 8 whole is 8 and 0 tenths. So or you could think of it 8 whole as 7 and 10 tenths, I guess, but that's a really weird way of thinking about it. 7 and 10 tenths equals 8. Anyhow, we'll write these in. 7 and 1 tenth, 7 and 2 tenths, 7 and 3 tenths, 7 and 4 tenths, 7 and 5 tenths, 7 and 6 tenths, 7 and 7 tenths, 7 and 8 tenths, 7 and 9 tenths, and as we said, 8 or 7 and 10 tenths. Easy answer. D is 7 and 8 tenths. Okay, that's it for this section. Good luck.